There are a lot of times in the movie where if they did it better, it could have been really, really good. And I don't feel bad about micromanaging them about this, because when you write a story, you need to think about these things, so here we go. First off, when Tara is insulting Gar and calling him a jerk, there is absolutely no hint of friendly affection, let alone sexual affection. So unless you watched the old show or read the comics, you would not understand their connection like I did. And second was that they mentioned that the party idea was Raven's, which by itself is also stupid because Raven would never do that. She would always help with the party, but she would never think of the party, not even the old show or the comic book she was like that. So back to my point. If Bibi had come up with a party idea that ended up making Tara cry, it would have very much affected her thoughts towards Gar, and thus given levity to giving in to Beast Boy.
So, the Titans are now on guard because of those pictures of themselves that they found on that dead scientist. But that isn't stopping Beast Boy from going to MetroCon! MetroCon! The best con in the Metro! Kevin Smith is gonna be there! That's a joke, right?
Oh yeah, they definitely wouldn't put Kevin Smith in here. That's totally a joke, man. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, at the same time, Starfire is burning down her and Nightwing's apartment. Figures. Strongest member on the team, can't cook to save her life. She then gets a package at the door from Nightwing of all people. Strange. Speaking of which, Nightwing went to check on Jaime only to find that he's been kidnapped. Got him with the old testicle electrocution gag. Classic. Nightwing then heads to check on Beast Boy, who apparently couldn't resist pressing the big red button that clearly reads, "Do not press in..." Seriously. You deserve 2 darts to the chest for that. Woohoo! Nightwing rushes back to their apartment and finds that Starfire has been kidnapped too. Well, on the bright side, Spider-Man is just in time for his random cameo and oh my god, it's Slade! So Nightwing and Slade engage in a pretty awesome fight scene that ends with the death of Nightwing. Not really. Dude totally survived. Never underestimate the power of wood.
You lasted far longer this time.
So, with that and a quick arm fix, Nightwing is ready for round 2. Hey, wait a second, Cap. What about Raven, I hear you ask? That's a good question. Let's check on her and... Oh. Fight's already over. Not the real critic? Info! Please?
They realized that they really couldn't compete with the original fight scene between Tara and Raven from the old show. You know, the classic fight scene with the 2 hot, scantily clad women fighting in a mud pit, pulling at each other, throwing each other around, getting dirtier and wetter.
Junior? Hello?
We then cut to the son of Batman, strung up. Forgive them, father. They know not what they do. Tara comes into the room to keep him from escaping as Damian drops some pretty obvious knowledge on her.
Trained you ruthlessly and promised you exactly what you wanted.
Tara doesn't want to listen, so she tries to choke a bitch when Slade steps in to break it up. We then see Slade talking with Tara about their feelings and how they'll be together in more ways than one, and next scene, please. Well, it appears that it is the eve of the main event of the Blood Bowl, where we will see Blood's plan put into action. But first, we get to see the best scene in the movie. Take it away, Cap.
Okay. We find the Titans strapped down to this big machine that's also restricting their powers. As they return to the world of the conscious, Slade walks in and begins the trolling.
Once I get out, I'm gonna break you into little bits.
It's good to have goals, essay. Me? I'm having waffles after you're dead.
See, now that's how you do a waffle joke, Teen Titans Go. Take notes. So then Tara enters the room glowing with the heavenly aura of betrayal.
What? Betrayal!
Tara! It's just a phase! A little while later, Brother Blood shows up and is displeased with Slade's capture. He's missing Nightwing. Brother Blood really needs him to complete his set. Wait a minute, Nightwing? Why does he need Nightwing? Jumping ahead a bit here, but Brother Blood's plan is to steal the powers of the Titans. Dude, Nightwing and Damian are basically the same thing. A guy with martial arts and gadgets. I could be Nightwing if I took a judo class and bought a Swiss Army knife and an iPhone. I don't know. Why?
It ruins the machine's symmetry.
You asymmetrical douchebag.
Our contract is not complete.
So in order to complete the Judas Contract,
Roll credits.
Slade gives Terra to him. I just don't understand how Slade could shortchange Terra like that. I mean, like, what kind of sum of money would... Oh, that makes sense. I would. So as the comic knowledge person, I do have to point out that at least in the original story, Slade gets his body controlled by his son Jericho and attacks Terra, which of course makes her mad, but here he just turns her in for a paycheck. So with the symmetry complete, the machine rises into the Blood Bowl. Blood can now, as he puts it,
Ascend to God's state.
Right. So Nightwing crashes the party and makes a scene as he interrupts Blood's
I can see the rainbow!
So the team is all free, and Starfire and Nightwing are reunited for a short time as they are blasted away by Blood, who has gained the powers he was after. Now we get to see his final form, the Grand Master from the old show. Or if you want some diversity of my nostalgic knowledge, Kevin 11 from Ben 10.
Meanwhile, Slade takes on both Robin and Nightwing. How many Robins does it take to kill a Slade? Cringy jokes aside, this fight scene is awesome. No complaints here. It even has a great example of well-timed comedy when Terra awakens and... Speaking of Terra, she's screaming her head off like a prepubescent falsetto Kratos. Out of respect, I shall refrain from making a constipation joke, but just know that I'm saying it in my head, and it is hilarious.
Now, Cap. Some of those screams are very impactful and powerful. I will say that yes, there were maybe too many, but for the most part they were really great. And when they weren't as much, they did pull me out of the moment, but usually they hit home.
Fair enough, Junior. Fair enough. So we come to Terra's final stand as she goes toe-to-toe with Slade in an epic battle. Rage versus skill. Teen versus old man. Broad versus Terminator. Terra manages to defeat Slade, killing him. She then lets out one more pain scream before turning to Beast Boy and uttering a single word. Sorry. She then sends Beast Boy out of harm's way with a rock platform as the ceiling collapses all around them. The Titans are forced to leave Terra behind as she, along with Brother Blood's corpse and Mayhem, are crushed. Now yeah, and Brother Blood was wrecked by Raven and her demon daddy, and then he got shot, something, and yeah, that was it.
After that emotional scene, we then cut to Beast Boy having a discussion with Kevin Smith.
What the hell? You said he wasn't in this! You no good lying doppelganger mother-
Yeah, I did. So anyway, this is the second best monologue from BB about life and the struggle of being a superpowered person, but also how you don't need powers to be a hero, while over some wrap-ups of our heroes' journeys. We see what seems to be a quick completion of the story arc of Jaime, so yeah, that was not rushed at all. And we see, oh god damn it. They really had to sneak that damn Damian X Raven bullshit into this movie. And what the? Is that a puppy? What the hell? I'm so confused. I'm as confused as a dog is. Look at him right there. It doesn't make any sense. And hey, look, Wonder Girl. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. And one more Corey and Dick cuddle scene for the road. And then we end off with a touching speech about Terra from Beast Boy. Unfortunately, he talks about her in a way we never saw on screen. It may have been the way they knew her, but not what we saw. Well, anyway, as someone who saw the old show, this is a pretty good send-off to Tara.
And that was the Judas Contract, also known as Oh My God, Teen Titans is good again! Oh man, where to start? Okay, I'll say this right now. I do not think this is a bad movie. I know I complain a lot, but that's just what I do. The Judas Contract, in many ways, is the best Teen Titans related thing to hit the internet in years. That alone deserves high marks and applause, but that doesn't mean the flaws should be overlooked. The character writing is lacking in many departments. Slade is the best written character in the movie, and then it's all downhill from there. Tara's snark is kind of bland, no flavor in it at all. Beast Boy's humor has the right energy, but sometimes the jokes fall flat. Blue Beetle's lines barely let you know he's alive, and Raven's lines are even more bland than Tara's. Starfire and Nightwing are okay at least, so there's that. That brings me to the characters. Tara's character is that she hates everyone and everything except her big sexy daddy Slade. Raven's character is that she has no character. Seriously, she's one of the most non-characters in the history of animation. Again, she's not bad, she's just one-dimensional. Or even no-dimensional at some points. With the way that some of the Titans interact with each other, it's a little hard to believe that they are friends. Damian is annoying and aggro as always. Starfire, Nightwing, and Beast Boy are the better members of the team. Another good point is that the movie has given the Titans personal lives outside of being the city's heroes. This is the kind of character fleshing out that I can totally get behind. The art direction is good too. Nothing spectacular, but definitely good. Again, Slade is in top form here with some of the best one-liners I've heard in a long time. Brother Blood is definitely creepy, but the idea that his big master plan was to steal the Teen Titans' powers so that he could become a god was silly. Not Teen Titans Go levels of silly, but silly nonetheless. The action is one of the better parts of the movie. Quick-paced fighting with some memorable moments like Slade vs. Nightwing, and the final brawl at the end of the movie with the Titans vs. Blood while Tara's fighting Slade. Great finish. My gripiest gripe has to be that the movie failed to make me care about Tara. And I'll admit that I have never really been a Tara fan, but even so, this movie should have been the thing to help win me over. Tara is so cold, so mean, so standoffish that it was impossible for me to sympathize with her. And the fact that she was trying to seduce Slade, it was not helping. You know, it's a shame. The Tara that Beast Boy talks about in his narration at the end of the movie sounded nothing like the Tara that we saw, and we're the viewer. So we got to see parts of her that was hidden from the other characters. I'm sorry. It could just be me that feels that way. Who knows? With all that being said, I don't hate this movie. I don't love it either, but I think it's a fine film. It's not gonna win any awards, at least not for me, but I think it's a good watch for any Teen Titans fan that's been yearning for a break from Teen Titans Go. And for that, I don't have any problem recommending it to you all. Check it out if you want to see Damian get beat.
Well, I personally thought it was good. Not great, but definitely not bad. It followed the story of the comic book almost to a T, right down to scenes straight from the panels, and it didn't add any unnecessary scenes like the Killing Joke. But that is also its flaw. It doesn't stray away from the script, and therefore doesn't add any scenes that would have explained more or adapted a better understanding of the characters and the plot. The characters of Beast Boy, Starfire, Slade, and Nightwing were pretty standout, as they were written well, and were supposed to be the characters that they were, and they didn't stray from them. Also, I think the fact that Nightwing and Starfire were featured very prominently in this movie, and were given tons of screen time and important things to do, is something that helped make this movie watchable for me. The chemistry between the two of them was outstanding, and a lot of the jokes in this movie, a lot of them didn't hit home, but a lot of them were really great. But that's all the really good things I can say for this movie that weren't already elaborated on by Cap. My biggest problems are the characters that they just didn't get right, that were the most important ones the story weighed on, like Tara. If I didn't enjoy her character and story from the old Teen Titans show, I probably would be where you are, Cap. Also, they just keep messing with my Raven, goddammit. Why can't they just copy-paste the Raven from the old show into these new Titans? Because the one they have now is just not a character, because they're trying to turn her from a moody, sarcastic, misunderstood character who we all generally care for from the old show into an emo comic relief. And in this movie, it's almost as if they took all of Raven's emotions and personality attributes that she was supposed to have and put them into Terra. Anyway, overall, did I hate this movie? No, not in the slightest. Is it one of my favorite DC animated movies out there? Haha, no, not in the slightest. Out of the new DC 52 movies, it is a second to Justice League Dark, which is my #1 favorite. I would put it on again, but if I had to choice between some other DC animated movies, I would pick them over the Judas Contract. If you're interested in seeing this and want to see some new incarnation of the Titans that isn't Teen Titans Go, I would definitely say give it a watch.
Ah, man. You know what sucks? After this video is over, we have to go back to talking about, pause for shudder, Teen Titans Go!
Yeah, it's a shame. I just wish it would go away. Due to time restraints, this joke has been cut. We acknowledge that if these Titans do well financially and through popularity, CN will make a series based off them and possibly cancel TTG. Thank you for making it this far into the review. The end is just on the horizon. Anyway, this review has gone on long enough. Thank you, Cap, again for allowing me to do this review with you. This was fun. We should do it again sometime. Whenever you need to touch a taboo fan base and need a meat shield.
Hey, if I have to have a meat shield, I'm glad it's you, Junior.
Aw, how sweet. Oh, and a reminder to everybody watching this video to subscribe to Cap, because for every sub he gets, an executive at Cartoon Network gains a brain cell. And speaking of subs, Cap?
What? Oh, yeah, go subscribe to Junior. Link in the description, or just click right here.
Thank you. I'm NCJR. I'm a member of Rooted because I need reassurance I'm not the only one,
And my name is Cap, as if you didn't know. Thank you for watching, and just know that my house has been coated in anti-hater missile repellent, so as the old saying goes, whatever giant missiles you fire at me bounces off me and kills your dog. Thanks for watching! Bye now, you hardcore fans!